What up, friends? Hola.
Hola, chulos y
Hey,
chulas.
welcome.
Back.
Yo, it's so weird not having like
Any
a
guest.
guest. It's just back to the two of us.
Oh,
but
no.
we're so great.
The
anyway.
OGs.
I know. The OGs.
We
the
did it.
originals. We are back in this place.
But we had to get all mentally prepared. We had to go and get substance. We tried a new place.
We did, which was so good.
So good. But we're not gonna stay on air.
I know.
Because we actually sent them a shout out on
we did.
Insta,
on Insta
so you'll have to
and
find
on
out.
Facebook. So if you want to know where we got all of our great energy from that we have right now, you're gonna have to go and check out our Instagram at True Chulas. That's it. There's nothing more after that. There's like no number. There's nothing. We're the only true chula. So if anybody comes and tries, they don't exist because it's just us.
Yes.
So we are the one and only.
Oh,
but if you haven't gotten it, what about your friends? So that's what we're going to talk about. Our friends. Not necessarily our friends, but friendship in general. Our girlfriends. Because we've talked about having a guy
Girl
friend.
code.
Well, we're going to talk about that.
Yes.
But we have talked about having guy friends.
Yes.
As girls and vice versa. Yes. So we need to talk about like having girlfriends, and we can kind of mention the guys too, even though we don't have their point of view, but I have enough brothers.
And I'm sure we'll hear about it. We have plenty of listeners that have been giving us opinions.
And feedback, all the above. So trust me, we will find out and we will hear. So girlfriends, do you have a lot of them? Like...
I feel like I have a core group of girlfriends.
Okay.
I have a lot of acquaintances.
Yes. There is a difference.
Yes.
Definitely.
Yes, absolutely. A handful of people I would travel with.
Correct.
And then once I feel like you've done that, you know whether you want to do that again or not.
Correct.
Because you have to be compatible.
You do.
It has
and
to be. And
activities, food, timing, what you like to do, downtime, all of that.
Yes.
Correct.
Yes.
I have somebody I travel with, one of my closest friends. We travel everywhere together. I mean, I didn't go to Thailand with her. That was with someone else. But
you went with a boy.
You know, that was not to be disclosed. But anyway.
Oh, that wasn't a secret.
Oh, no.
Not anymore.
Thanks so much. Oh, my gosh. And see, I thought this was my friend. And she's over here spilling secrets. No, it's okay. It doesn't matter. This was so long ago. But I've traveled, like I've been to Puerto Rico with my friend. We went to Kenya. We went to Dubai. We're planning our next trip. Like, we're always trying to plan trips because we love to travel. And we're really good at traveling together. It's the before part to get to the traveling. Because I'm more of a, like, let's get up and go, like, last minute. And she is more of a...
Yeah, that's not me.
She's more of a planner, so there's like these memes and stuff that'll pop up on Facebook and we'll send them to each other and it'll be like, this is you and this is me. I'm the one over back here on the phone just chilling and she's over here sending me the itinerary and I'm like, okay, that's how we are. So I'm really bad about that.
I like to plan. I can't go and at least not... We've learned, even as a family, like if there's... At least when the kids were little, one thing a day.
Okay.
Right?
Yes.
You have to have a little bit of like downtime because then you're like exhausted. It's like going to Disney World, right? Ooh. You go from like 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. What's fun in that? You've never been to Disney World? Mm-mm. Oh my God. I mean, maybe we should take a girls trip to Disney World.
Let's do it. I'm all for it. Who thinks we should go to Disney? I mean, I'm all for it. So... I have those type of friends. So I do have ones that travel. Then I have like mom friends. And then I have non-mom friends. And then I have just people I chill with. I consider like work friends. Mm-hmm. I have them too. Mm-hmm. So they're friends. Maybe they're just like regular friends.
Are these friends from your second job? Or from your first job?
You're all my secrets today.
You have like 5 jobs. I mean, you're like a workaholic.
No, I know how to have fun. Don't get it twisted.
Don't believe me. We all know you know how to have fun.
No, but maybe then they're all just type of friends. Maybe work friends because my work friends we hang out outside of work. So you became like them true friends.
So they're not acquaintances.
No, definitely not. But there are some people at work who are acquaintances, and there's some people who, acquaintance for me means like we cool, we talk when we see each other, but you don't know the deep stuff in my life.
Secrets.
Well,
now.
the one that spills all things. Yeah. So to me, that's the acquaintance. Like maybe you have tagged along with someone who is my friend and we will interact and talk, but it's like really nothing beyond that. That's for me as an acquaintance. You don't know me like that.
Yeah, I mean, acquaintances, like, I'm not going to pick up the phone and talk to the phone or travel with them.
Correct.
Or,
right.
Say, hey, let's go hang out or something.
No, I'm not
It's
doing
just
that
like,
either.
hey, what's up? Like, they're cool with you at work.
Correct.
And you're just cool with them.
Right. That's where I guess you would call work friends. They're more so acquaintances than anything. So, but that's all cool. But then you mentioned girl code. Okay. So do we think that there's girl code? Does it still exist? Is it valid?
It should fucking exist. I mean, there should be a boy code. There should be a girl code.
I think there is on both ends. I do. Between the guys being friends and then, girls being friends. There is definitely a code. What would that consist of? I know, like, back in the day when we were younger, girl code was like, I dated him, so you can't. Right. Does that still exist as an adult?
I don't know.
If you date somebody, I know you're married, but in opinion wise, if you had dated somebody and y'all broke up, would you be okay if one of your friends dated them?
No, I wouldn't be okay.
Okay. That. Why not?
Would you?
No, why not?
Because they're basically like used goods. No. Like, if I'm telling you he's no bueno, then you gotta believe he's no bueno. Why would you want to?
Okay, I see your point, but some people are just not compatible with other people. What if they were compatible? What if they became like soulmates? Like, what if she came back and she was just saying,
I'd have to be okay with it.
Heart. We fell in love. He's everything that I've wanted.
I don't know. I guess it would depend on the situation.
Okay.
You let your friends date your ex-boyfriend.
None of my friends know really my exes because they're all in different states.
Okay, but if that were the case, if they were all in the same state.
I think it would have to depend on the situation of the ex. Did we only date for but so much time? How serious was it? Did something go down between us, more than just
I guess it's circumstantial.
I think for me that's what it really comes down to. Like college days, there's people that I dated, it wasn't that serious. I wouldn't care if my roommate or somebody that I became cool with, I'd be like, do you? But if it was more so of my ex that I had dated for such a long time, I would most likely say no, especially because of what we went through, how long we were together, how we were at the point of possibly getting married. So a lot of that comes for me, it just depends.
I don't know. I guess I envision like just boys bouncing from friend to friend, and it's like, really?
Right.
Well, you're gonna try like the whole
circle?
Yeah. Like I just that's what I'm saying. There's got to be some code somewhere.
I think there's a bro code with that too, where they
really.
I think it depends on. I really think it depends on the situation. Like I mentioned, if it was someone. So I was watching a TV show, on a streaming service, and in the episode, one of the guys got mad at the other guy because he was dating the mother of his kids, but they weren't together. But it was because they have kids, and he was like, how are you just gonna step to it was a reality TV show, by the way, but how are you gonna step to the mother of my kids? And then he was like, if that's how you feel, his thing was like, our friendship is more important. I'm gonna step, like, I won't even go down that pathway.
Okay, well that's good that they had that conversation, and they talked about it, and they figured if they wanted to stay friends that would be the case.
Correct.
Yeah.
So I think bro code exists too, just like girl code does. And with every relationship, friendship, there has to be boundaries, and that I think includes with dating. So, some people feel otherwise, but
I think it's definitely a conversation you should have if there's any question about it, right?
I think if you feel that way, you should mention it.
Yeah, and I mean, for the record, any girlfriends that come up to Papi Chulo and like say we're at a club or we're going at a concert and you come up behind him and you start grinding him from behind, like,
Lord Jesus,
not okay.
Wait a minute, who's riding on somebody else's husband?
It happened at my birthday party.
Oh Lord Jesus!
And I didn't know about it until he told me about it, and I was like, oh, where was I? I didn't notice. And he was like, you didn't see it, and I was like, no.
But that's super awkward.
But why would you do that?
You shouldn't. But that says a lot about the person itself. Then this, like, just because you're close with the wife and the friends and y'all are super close and super friends, that don't mean like you go and do that.
I mean, I get there's like we're having fun, we're doing stuff,
but still,
that's not okay.
Me and Papi Chulo cool, but dude, we're not doing that.
There's got to be some boundaries there.
That's why I say there has to be boundaries in every situation, because you're not doing that. I wish you would with my future husband, who is coming to find me very soon. Just making that PSA real quick. He's coming. Don't worry.
Oh no, I know.
I ain't worried about it. I was told that he was being prepared for me, so I received it. He is coming. No rush though. I've waited this long.
But I also so like we were getting our substance today, and the guy behind the counter, we were talking to him, and we start, you had a very good conversation with him, and I was like, stop flirting with him, and you're like,
oh well, he started it.
But then I really liked, and we talked about this, way we were very friendly with each other, but he so nicely threw in his girlfriend into the mix. Correct. And he did a really good job.
And then a level of respect came in. Okay.
Yes.
No, that was
as it should be with every man who has a wife or a girlfriend.
You're in a relationship, and it's a serious relationship, and that's where you're at. Correct. Yes. And you have, but that all comes down to you as a person too. Do you have enough self-respect for yourself to not engage in that manner or in that way when it is known that one is either married or is in a relationship with someone? Do you have enough self-respect? Because there's lines that I won't cross, because majority of my friends, really, they're all married except for one and me, and the rest of them are married. But
I did like the way you said, like, I'm not coming between him and his girlfriend, because he made it a point to let us know. Right. He totally was not bragging about her, but he totally introduced us to what she did and gave us her business card. And
right.
Like, okay, that's so cool.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. And I even encouraged, he's like, I don't want to brag. I said, no, talk her up.
You should.
That's your girl. Talk her up. And I'm so about not crossing those boundaries or that line. Like, you have to, regardless. Once you find out information, you have to set the boundaries and the lines. So that brings a funny example. And I had a said friend, and they met somebody at one of the high-end stores, like, the high-end brand stores. They were buying a bag, and they met somebody because...
what kind of bag? Let's just start there.
Okay, we can't name names. It was a very high-end bag, a very luxury brand, and they had met a guy. And at the time, he wasn't wearing a wedding ring. They exchanged numbers. They talked. And
he wasn't wearing a ring because he wasn't taken, or he just wasn't wearing his ring?
Well, he wasn't wearing his ring. Mm-hmm. And they exchanged numbers. And she didn't know.
First red flag.
Well, she didn't. And even as conversation went on, it was never brought up. How she found out, he had invited her to his condo. She went, and come to find out, she was looking around and was wondering, like, why is, like, there women's shoes and, like, other things in the condo. And
Second red flag.
But that's how it... Well, the first one couldn't be a red flag, because... How is she supposed to know?
Well, but in retrospect, now she knows, and they're all kind of lining up.
Well, now. And so, after the fact, the question came to him, like, who else lives here? And that's when it came out.
He said,
I'm married. Yes. Correct.
I don't understand that.
I don't either. Like, you went through all of this. You didn't disclose that to begin with. You've exchanged numbers. You have now invited someone into her home as well. Yes. And now all of a sudden you want to say something. thing.
She asked. He didn't volunteer the information.
Correct. She asked, and it was brought up. So even going back to can guys be friends? Yes, they can be. However, when they start not disclosing information that is valid and important, because we have guy friends that are married and we talk to them, but we know their wife and stuff like that. So if all parties are not involved, you breaking code on both ends. Mm-hmm. Bro code, guy code, friend code, all codes.
Yeah.
It don't even work. So I was like, that's crazy though. So I mean, it is what it is. What can people do about other people?
I did have a friend, and we were, I mean, I would say she was my best friend. We went to middle school together, and we kept in touch. And then eventually, like, she went West Coast, I went East Coast. Mm-hmm. I got married, I had kids. I mean, we would still, we'd still consider each other friends. But then at some point, I was like, I have nothing in common with her anymore. Mm. Like, she would come visit me. All she wanted to do was go party. I'm like, I have children. I have a husband.
Correct.
That's not my life anymore.
Right.
So eventually, I just had to, like, let her go because we just weren't in the same place.
Right.
And we literally had nothing in common. Yeah. And she just wasn't good for me.
Right. No, and that's similar to my situation with one of my closest friends. I've known her for years. She's one of my best friends. And she got married and had a kid. And even though I have a child myself, the dynamics changed because she had a husband. Mm-hmm. And she was just going down a different path than I was. And we really had to try to figure out, okay. And I'm cool with her husband. Like, we talk about things because we have stuff in common, but it was like trying to figure out how do we maintain the friendship, because it was either you figure out how to maintain the friendship or it becomes in like your situation where the friendship is just gonna end and die. And that's the one thing we didn't want to happen. We've been through so much. We've been through so many different aspects of our lives together. I mean, we were talking about going all the way back to when we started college. So it's been a very long time. And you just have to figure out, because yes, friends, you may start off with some friends that you've had forever, and either it's going to work or it's not, depending on who is where in their growth path, what they do, how they interact with your family. All of it goes together.
And I think part of like growing up and being mature is like when you figure out that a friend is toxic or they're not good for you,
right?
You just have to let them go.
Yeah, just friends can become toxic. They can become,
well, when you have that narcissistic friend that just talks about themselves and they never ask anything about you or how you're doing, it's
or
like,
celebrate your birthdays, or
this is a one-sided friendship here.
Correct.
I'm not about that.
No, me neither. Friendship goes both ways. And I know everybody in friendships, everybody has their time when they're going through something. And at that moment, it may just need to be about that friend or you in that friendship. But you always have to remember, you have to check in on your friends. You have to see how they're doing. You have to make sure they're just as okay as you are, even when you are going through something. Because I mean, I have two of my best friends that I have, we're always in a group chat together and stuff like that. And we all have our moments where everybody's going through something at a different time. And at that moment, it's not about you. You had to figure out what's about them. And even for like our birthdays, we make sure we get together. We make sure we celebrate. We make sure we get them their favorite stuff. We take them out. I mean, that's just what we do as maintaining your friendship, because if you don't celebrate your friends or the people in your life, then what's the point of them being in your life?
Yeah.
That's not a friendship.
No. And you have to, I mean, what's the saying? Like, only weddings and funerals you got together.
Right.
Right? No, carpe diem.
Right.
It's the little things every day.
It is.
Celebrate.
You have to. Because if you don't, Lord, you ain't going to have no friends. You're going to be by yourself.
Yeah. Hashtag truth.
Right. That's why we trueless. Oh, but speaking of truth, we was talking about this in the car on our way here before we started recording, and we were talking about telling our friends the truth, because sometimes as friends we sugarcoat things, and you don't really tell them because you be like, oh, I don't want to hurt their feelings, and it's like, no, dude,
sometimes they just need to hear the truth.
Right. So would you be upfront and tell your friends the truth, or do you hold back?
It depends on what it is. Like, if you have a big green thing stuck in your 2 front teeth, I'm the first one to say, hey, look in the mirror. You got something stuck between your 2 front teeth.
That's something super...
But how many people let that go? How many people, like, they will look at you and stare at you and tell you nothing.
True. That's true.
That's what I'm not saying that's, like, BFF material or anything, but, okay. But, again, you and I talked about this. My mama taught me, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say nothing at all.
And I told you, I heard that too, and I don't necessarily agree with that statement.
I think it depends on the situation.
No.
If that skirt doesn't look good on you,
I'm telling you,
I will say, like, you know what, that skirt would look better with the heels that you were wearing last week.
No, whatever. But that's almost lying because it don't look good on them, period.
But it's gonna look better when you wear the high heels with it.
Okay, only if that was the truth. But if it's
well, yeah,
meaning only if it was the truth in the standpoint of the skirt is cute, but with different shoes. But if they have on something that doesn't flatter them, doesn't look good, are you gonna tell them like, yo,
let's be real. Even when we've told people that they shouldn't wear that, they still wear it. So even when you're telling people the truth, they don't listen to it.
But at least tell them the truth and give them the option not to listen. Because when at the end of the day, I'm like, I already told them. No, I told them the truth. They didn't listen. That's their choice. But I was upfront about the truth. I explained, I told, like, I did all things.
I did what I could to help you.
Right. But not even just about that. What about, like, in relationships? Since we know we've all had that one friend, me may be included too, where they dating somebody, and then are you going to tell them the truth? That brings up the example of, everybody always asks this question. If you knew your friend was dating somebody, and the person that they were dating was either cheating on them or, just not doing what they were supposed to be doing, would you tell them?
I think it's a two-edged sword. Do you want to be the person to say, like, I saw that truck at somebody else's house or whatever? Or do you want them to find out on their own and then they'd be like, why didn't you tell me? You knew about it and you didn't tell me.
Right. I'm telling. I'm telling. Like, I don't understand. I am snitching. I will be the one who snitch. And I ain't getting no stitches. I'm snitching.
Well, I would want you to snitch if somebody was doing that to me.
Right.
I would want to know.
Me too. I would want to know.
I wouldn't want to find out 2 years later after the fact.
Correct. And I think most people would want to know. They just are not going to know how to handle when they find out.
That's the thing.
That's not my problem.
No. But then you get caught up in the drama.
No,
you get caught up in the drama and it's going to be your fault because you're the one who pointed it out to them.
Nope. I'm like, I told you, I'm out. I'm a goner. I'm not sticking around for your drama. If you need a shoulder to cry on, by all means, call me to cry. Don't call me to talk. Just call me to cry. Yeah. Because I'm going to, for me and my personality, I'm telling you, you must find out. Because I think it's super wrong if you don't tell. And don't speak the truth about anything. That's probably what gets me in trouble so much. But, at this point, it is what it is. I only got one life to live.
I agree.
Everybody needs to know what's happening. And my friends keep me accountable. Y'all be telling me everything. Y'all be looking at me like, be quiet. Don't say anything. I'd be like, you guys, but they really need to. No. I'd be like, come on. Really? So, yes, you guys keep me happily accountable. And we need it. You need accountability.
Absolutely.
That's what your friends are supposed to be for. Because if you always have friends who are your yes friends, them are the people you go to because you're going to get the yes out of them. And you're going to get we agree. Nothing's wrong with that. You get all them wonderful answers. And deep inside, they like, yo, this chick crazy. Yo, she should not be doing that. Well, why don't you just tell them?
Yes, I am not disagreeing with you.
Like, literally, just tell them.
Yes.
Are they going to hold you down?
I think a lot of people have a hard time, though, being honest and being upfront and snitching
I need to have a snitching class. I'm over here like, y'all need to learn how to be a snitch. And I don't even think it's snitching. I think it's truth telling. So, tell the truth. Be honest. Be open. If more people were like that, we'd probably gonna be in a better situation.
I completely agree. If everybody had a therapist, this world would be a better
People keep
place.
too many secrets.
Well, and they need someone to tell, even if they don't want to tell their friends, because they don't want them to think they're locals or locas. They should have someone who will be unbiased and.
But I'm sorry, as friends, we all know we all got a little crazy in us. I mean, like, let's be real. Like,
girl, we are educators. Of course, we're crazy.
I mean, we all, even if you're not in education, we all got a little.
But we
crazy.
more than that.
We are, because we got to deal with a lot of different personalities. So yes, agreed. But everybody has a little crazy in them. So who cares if you look crazy? At least at the end of the day, you either get out of a situation that you are not going to benefit from or succeed in or be the best version of you because of who you're dealing with, whether it be relationship wise with your significant other, or whether it be in a friendship. It goes both ways. I think having friendships are there for people to push you, to help push you along,
to make you better.
Correct.
To make you better.
Because if they
should not be bringing you down.
No.
If they're not supporting you and they're not bringing you up, then they're not friends.
No, and that's crazy because we were talking to these kids the other day because one of them had gotten in trouble, and we were like, "Are you gonna go and get in trouble and do what they're doing, and you end up in trouble because they decided to do something crazy and stupid?" No, you got to make a smarter choice. You can't do that. So if your friends are bringing you down, they're not your friend. They just not.
Yeah, I agree.
We're not
and you have good friend qualities.
Thanks. So do you.
I appreciate
That's why we always in
truth telling. Hashtag true. Hashtag truth.
Hashtag. I'm telling you, I'll always tell the truth. Whether y'all think I'm crazy or not, I'm always going to tell the truth and tell it like it is. There's a time and a place for everything. I always tell it in good timing.
Yes.
I don't come out, but I will tell you the truth at the end of the day.
Eventually
it will come out. But in good time.
All in due time?
Yes. All perfect. All in due time. I will tell you.
Ay, Dios mío.
I know. But I love my friend over here. She's great. She makes me so much better.
We do need to find a trip eventually.
We do. I'm all for it.
Well, we said
I got some ideas.
In 2 years, right? We're doing like a graduation.
Yeah, we was gonna do. Didn't we say Tokyo? Yeah. Did we say Japan?
Yeah,
that's gonna be so much fun.
Yep. 2 years. We have 2 years to plan that.
We sure do. It's gonna be amazing.
Well, it's gonna be the girls too.
Correct.
Yeah, because I know my girl wants to go.
Because they're all gonna be adults. Well, not mine won't quite be, but it's okay.
So my girl just turned 18. Like, this whole house is all full of adults.
Shout out! Happy 18!
Oh Lord, it was funny because at dinner after her birthday, I was like, "Where your childhood went down the drain yesterday. You're a full-blown adult. It's over. Childhood is over."
She probably looking at you like, "Yeah, right."
I know. It made me actually sad because I was at work and I got a text and it was like from the pharmacy, and they literally said, "Your child you're not going to be able to get like prescriptions for them anymore because they turned 18. And I was like,
yeah,
oh my God,
they have to give consent and permission now for you to pick it up.
Crazy.
I know, that's so crazy. I have a few more years. Well, not even a few, just like 2.
2, yeah.
Whew. Someone pray for me and Jesus name, take the will.
We're praying for ourselves, girl.
Lord knows. I'm like, oh, she a handful now.
Team de locas.
Yes, love her dearly, but I know as an adult, she is going to be.
That's another mothers and daughters.
Ooh, that would be a good topic.
Oh, okay.
Definitely.
We got a lot to say about that.
All right, chulas and
chulas. Gracias.
Hope you enjoy. We'll see ya next time. Adios.